It's time to take the road again. A taxi is here. I'll be one sec. We are off to Greece. We're off to Athens. I'm super looking forward to this. It's one of my favorite places on earth. I'm a keynote speaker at a big event over there. I'm going to take you with me. The bag is packed. It's time to go. Gatwick, here we come. Kind of like my second home now, this airport. I love seeing the world and seeing a part of the world that has influenced my life in so many ways, and that's Greece. I've been many times, but it's the Greek philosophy that I love. And the fact is, I'm going to be working with a whole load of CEOs over there, and I'm actually going to talk to them a little bit about Greek philosophy, specifically one word, which I will share with you later on. But here's another Greek word, which is eudaimonia. And eudaimonia means the study of a good soul. What makes a good human being? I will share more on this epic adventure. Let's go.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, bye.
So I've now arrived and I'm with my friend Lucas. Lucas, say hello.
Hello.
So tell us, why have you brought me over to Greece?
Why?
Yeah, why? Why me?
Because you are the best and you love Greek philosophy.
What is happening on Friday?
We have a great event, the first financial planning meeting in Greece, in Athens. We'll have about 30 participants, international speakers and Greek speakers, and we want to blow them out.
We've been talking about this for a few months now,
Yes.
and I'm really looking forward to it. As he just said, this is the birthplace of really art, science, philosophy, and one of the things we've been talking, medicine, and I'm just so looking forward to spending some quality time here with some amazing people and making a difference. So we're going to have fun?
Yeah.
Might as well.
This room is going to be absolutely packed with 300 odd people. Come on up, this is where it's all going to happen. This is where I probably feel most at home in my whole world. I feel most at home when I'm on stage. What is it about that? Well, part of it is when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor, but I had real problems learning lines. So then I got a bit older, I started teaching aerobics, and I'd often be on a stage with loads of people who weren't sitting down, they would be standing up. And then the next best thing has been spending over 30 years being on stages, speaking to people. And all of these people are here, they work in the financial industry, they're all advising people, helping people. And I want to talk to them about intentional thinking in the land where thinking really started in terms of philosophy. Know thyself, because yes, I am in Greece. I'm so excited about tomorrow, but in my head, I already now start envisaging the impact I'm going to have on all of these people. So I can't wait to tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow now, but I'm going to have to wait, and so are you.
It's early in the morning, and I want to be the first person up there in the queue to be one of the first people to go into the Acropolis. This morning, 8 a.m, I'm going to be in the queue at 6:30 in the morning because I don't really like queuing. So kettle's on, quick cup of the world's healthiest coffee, and then we're on our way. I want to take you with. Let's go. Wow, an absolutely beautiful morning, and actually was going to the wrong place. Lucky that I left super early. Down here it's just amazing. If you ever get a chance to come here, I would highly recommend it. Just beautiful. And the sun will be coming up very soon. Look at this. This little walkway is just so, oh my God. Those are tight squeeze, and the sun will be coming up over there very soon. I always like to go first. If I can, be the first person up there. I don't want to be around lots and lots of people, but that's inevitable because this is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. It's one of the oldest cities in Greece. It's definitely one of the oldest cities in the world. Just checking that I'm going the right way. Looking at Apple Maps here, it says I'm 4 minutes, 290 yards away from the south entrance, and I've got my ticket. I bought that last night. What do you reckon? I bet there'll be some other people already there. And what countries do you think those people might be from. I've already got an idea, but I don't want to say. Just from my experience of traveling around the world, I wonder who would already be in a queue 45 minutes before the doors open. Oh wow, it actually looks like I am the first person. Look, there's no one else here. I am number one. Isn't this fantastic? Well, this might mean nothing to you, but the early bird catches the worm. This is it. Oh, there are people over there. They could be queuing over there. Well, it looks like I'm the first person here. We're going in. Good morning.
Okay.
Thank you. The first person in. Here we go. I love being the first. Look, all the people behind me coming in now. This makes me feel so good. Wow. So being at the top here, you can really just appreciate just how incredible this place is. This place being built so high up above Athens that you can look over the sea over there, but all the way around. This was a great place for people to be protected, to see enemies, but this was also a place, as the Greeks realized, that they really didn't have to fight all the time, and they could actually have what some people call was the birth of Western civilization, where people could actually start to use some other faculties of the human mind, the human body, the human spirit, of being creative, creating art, philosophy. This is obviously the birthplace of philosophy, and I would imagine that thousands of years ago there were people literally sitting around, standing around, walking, talking, and it amazes me that what this represents is the greatness of humanity, but also another side of humanity, because this was all created, and imagine all the work it took to do all of this, but also just how the destructive element, because the amount of different civilizations that wanted to take this place, from the Ottomans to the Romans to the Venetians to the Persians, who literally just wanted to take it for it to be them. And that represents the different sides of humanity, that humans can be truly incredible and loving. And that's one of the things I love about Greek philosophy and the study of virtues, the four cardinal virtues of courage, of temperance, of justice, of wisdom. And that's what the Greeks believed excellence was, living with virtue. And it amazes me that all these people come here from all over the world. You know, what is it they want to see? To see history, but let's be honest, we're all creating history. We're all in the story-making business. But I think most people today are interested in people's histories, other people's stories, rather than their own. And obviously, Hannah, who passed away in 2023, this was made for her, and what a place to bring it here, where obviously Spartans also originate from Greece, and I love everything to do with the Spartans, as in this is something I've even wearing it on my t-shirt. Look, from the Spartan races, my friend Joe DeSano, who started this company, a real visionary who wanted to get people off their couches and get people actually moving their bodies, because that's another thing that the Greeks gave us. The Greeks understood, that's where they invented the Olympics as well, because they realized if we're not fighting, we need to stay fit and strong, because that's what the human body is designed to do. But for me, being here right now and bringing this up here is just really important, because my wife's spirit was one of just get on with it. And it's like, well, what is it? It, to me, is intentional thinking. That's why I've got the word tattooed on my arm, because humans can be very intentional, but humans can be very unintentional. Most people today are creating futures that they don't actually want, and will end up in a place going, this isn't where I wanted to be. But it's not for me to tell anyone what to do. It's actually none of my business. I'm just here to inspire other people to look at life with a fresh pair of eyes. And I realize more than ever, not the city, but the country, that is the birth of Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, all of these people that carried this knowledge through. And I don't think it's ever been more important for us to stop and reflect and to really get to know ourselves. I'm just so pleased that I could bring Hannah with me once again and carry her with me wherever I go in this rucksack. How much fitter and stronger I am because of this? Well, kind of goes without saying. So look at this, isn't that unreal? What are they doing with this? You know, what is amazing about this place is just its history. You can feel it as you walk around. You can't get away from it. But I wonder how old that rock actually is and where they're going to put it. But this restoration must have occurred so many times with the people trying to destruct this place and build something else. But we're all in the
restoration business every single day. That's what health is. Health is actually what the word health means, is renewal, right? And every day we can renew our health, the building blocks of life. But it's recognizing what those building blocks are, and as obvious as it sounds, a massive part of that, I believe, is the Magnificent Seven, right? Eat right, drink right, think right, talk right, move right, poo right, sleep right every single day, or maybe not right, or just do it well, because there is no right way. There's no one way that should be right for everyone, perhaps apart from sleep and water. But I'm just not one of these people that wants to tell people there is a right way. I want people to find their own way. Where do you think that's going to go? That to me is just incredible. It has to be one of, just to think, look what they're using to get that up there. How did they get it up here in the first place? They didn't have cranes. What on earth did they do? Someone please tell me. I would love to know. But once again, it's great to be able to share this with you. Should we just take a walk around the whole area? Just enjoying a lovely meal with Jack Jones, with just me. I just had, obviously I don't eat bread, but I just had the most amazing meat and this incredible fried feta cheese. What's amazing is I'm reading this book all about Aristotle, and Aristotle was a student of Plato, and Plato was a student of Socrates. But the wisdom in this book is just unbelievable. It just blows my mind to think that a few thousand years ago, in this town, in this city, in this country, these philosophers lived, and they started working some really important stuff, talking about happiness, what is happiness and what makes people happy. I just find it absolutely fascinating. So you know what? I'm just going to carry on reading. You can join me if you want. There are so many things I love about Greek philosophy, and one of them is virtues. One of the key virtues that the Greeks talked about was temperance. Now, temperance is self-control, and there's temptation everywhere. And even someone who's fairly stoic, like I am, I've had to work really hard, because I tell you, I am tempted. I am seriously tempted. And it's so easy to give in to temptation, but a virtue to me is something you practice. Other key virtues that the Greeks talked about was courage, justice, standing up for your own rights, wisdom. These four core virtues. Wisdom for me is about our ability to learn from experience. But the fact of the matter is, I think the challenges that we have today is we have a lot more choices than our ancestors, you know, in terms of the choices that they had and the temptation that they had. But today we've got more choices than ever in terms of what we can do, where we can go, the things that we can do, the things that we create. But there is temptation everywhere. When you see someone with a strong will, you know what? They can do anything. Let me share with you one of the reasons why I'm a big lover of Greek philosophy. Think about how long ago this was said. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Aristotle. Love is a serious mental disease. Plato. And this is the one I like the most. All I know is that I know nothing. Socrates. I think why that's so important is if you're open to everything and you're kind of attached to nothing, I think life becomes so much more fulfilling. And it's amazing walking around this incredible city and just seeing its beauty, but just thinking of these great thinkers that were around such a long time ago, but yet what they thought was is just as important today, possibly even more important. All right, it's time for something really profound. I've been walking most of the day and I've been reading this book about Aristotle's philosophy, and it's amazing. It seems like Aristotle was a student of Plato and Plato was a student of Socrates, and I think it just for me shows the importance of being guided by others. And I'm super lucky that I'm guided by a couple of incredible people, or more than a few, in terms of in my life, the people that have just been guiding lights for me, people with wisdom. Because when we look at Greek philosophy and we look at virtue, which is really arete, which is the Greek word for excellence, means virtue in action. And virtue is really
the key virtues that the Greeks talk about are temperance, which is willpower, courage, wisdom, and justice. And the practicing of those virtues, it's just fascinating. And I think now that when you read about the philosophers, a lot of them loved walking and taking their students walking. Because it's funny when you walk, and I must imagine how they just walked around here thousands of years ago, maybe with this music playing, who knows? And they were philosophizing about things that I think about to this day, about happiness and what we're here to do, or just reading literally about Aristotle saying as humans, what separates us from other animals is really us being able to work out what we want to do, what we can do, where our gifts are, where our talents are, what we enjoy doing, what makes us happy, not just what makes us happy in terms of outcomes, but what also we enjoy doing. Really fascinating to think that they were talking about that thousands of years ago, and they were probably talking about it thousands of years ago because as a civilization they realized that they didn't have to fight all the time. They fought and there was relative peace, and during that peace I'm sure there was massive amounts of contemplation when the realization of we need to do something. And I'm sure that's where the Olympics all comes from, you know, just being athletic, find something to do. And that's where art comes from, and that's where so much great stuff has come, I think, from people stopping and thinking about what's really, really important. I'm gonna show you something up here. Oh my God, the sky. I've got to show you this. Look at this, I thought it was a light. Look at this sky. Imagine, this is just the beauty of the earth. Look at all these people. It's a popular spot. Look at the moon above. Wow, that's incredible. Full moon. Look at all these people. Look at the sky. These people remind me of ants. But look at this. Amazing being able to share this. Let's go down here. I'm looking at my feet. Wow. It almost doesn't look real. Just look at that. Okay, so it's really time for... Look at the moon behind me. I can't believe just how beautiful this place is. Birth of modern, real civilization, but also the birthplace of philosophy. And I love philosophy. Philosophy really, to me, is just the lover of wisdom, and life gives us the opportunity to gain wisdom. I just want to share something that is really deeply, deeply personal. So I've come to Greece and I'm here to work, but I love what I do, so I wouldn't really call it work when you love what you do. But I've been able to come here to spend a few days before I work. And now I want to share something really, really personal. So Socrates was one of those people that said, know thyself. And many people all over the world have heard of that. And I've really dived into what did he mean by it. And I think one of the things that he meant is to know your soul, to know what you are actually here to do. And I've worked with some incredible people, incredible coaches who have really encouraged me. And Dr. Ray Sylvester is one of those people, and my other coach, Raphael, and many other people who have really wanted me to face up to who I am and what I'm here to do. And I've kind of run away from myself for many years. I don't know whether you can relate to that. Run away from being still. I've spent a lot of my life being busy, found it very hard to be present, always rushing. But when you come to a place like this and you kind of look around and you just see just how magnificent this world is. But the reason I'm making this and I'm talking so open and candidly about it is because I've just realized that it's my grief that has really made me look deep within myself. So I know there's many emotions that human beings can experience, from joy to fear to pain to all different types of suffering, excitement. But grief is, when my mum and dad died, I didn't really have a chance to grieve. But when Hannah died in 2023, I've had no choice but to really lean in, really lean in. Because the emotion is the strongest emotion I think I've ever felt. That and love, right? But I think I've also been frightened to really, really love. I think I was probably frightened to really love Hannah. And I know that she really loved me.
And she loved me so much. I mean, as I reflect on that and some of her friends who have told me how much she loved me, I didn't let her love me as much as she could. And that kind of hurts. It's just one of those things. But the emotion of grief for me is so raw and I can't run away from it. It hits me so hard, like every day it hits me, but some days it just hits me with just a memory of thought of how much I miss Hannah. I think how much she would love to be here with me and all of these things. But what it's really done for me is it's at the same time, in a very strange way, it's made me look deep within myself to see what is beyond my grief, to see what is beyond my being busy, to see what is beyond my stress and my doubt, to see what's beyond all of that, my trauma, and I'm really getting deep into the essence of who I am. And I'm pretty sure, yes?
Sorry for bothering.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Is there any chance you can give us €1?
I don't think I've got any euros on me at all.
Because we want to get 2 bottles of water.
You want to get 2 bottles of water?
Yeah.
There you go. There is €2.
Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Have a good time.
No problem. It's all good. Someone asks you for help, right? So even though I was talking about probably the most important thing I've probably ever said in my life, 2 young guys, I think they were Greek, said, can you lend me €2 because we can get some water? So being so open and honest about all of this and sharing it is obviously, it's my choice. I'm just very authentic, very real, but it's really fascinating around this old saying around what doesn't break you can make you. And I am better and I am stronger and I am more loving and I am more considerate because of what's happened, but it's still hard. But what's so fascinating is that deep, deep looking into one's soul. And that's what the Greeks talked about. I'm sure that's what Aristotle and Plato and Socrates were on about. You know, to know thyself is to know thy soul, to know what it is you're here to do, to know what it is you're capable of. And what a strange thing to happen, that to experience this level of grief, to really get to know, I know who I am. So now when I get up and work and speak on stages, I feel more grounded. I feel more like I don't have anything to prove to anyone because all I have to do is be me. So I'm pleased I could share that. Let me just turn this around once more and just once again show you the beauty of where we are. I think that life definitely isn't particularly easy. Look at that. This is like, I can't actually believe this is happening. That I can't believe. I don't know how well you can see that, but look at the moon. I'm sure that's a sign, right? Right above the Acropolis, one of the wonders of the world, one of the most famous places on Earth. And here I am sharing it with you. So I suppose starting to change the narrative around grief, the narrative around lots of things we just don't talk about, but hopefully this encourages other people to look within and to perhaps realize that beneath everything that's happened to you and that there's something truly awesome about you. And I suppose that's what I'm here to do. My story is one of what I've overcome dyslexia, overcome many things, chronic fatigue, overcome some major other health things I've had in my life, overcome death, overcome, but it's so much about, I think it's about overcoming and what you become by what you overcome. And I think that's what I'm here on this earth to do, to help people intentionally think differently, better, and overcome whatever's happened to them. But once again, I just don't want to say goodbye because it is unbelievable. Ian, where are we?
We're in Greece. We're in a fantastic museum.
And what's happening here today? What is this?
This is the first financial planning forum put on by the Hellenic Financial Planners Association.
And we're both speaking here today. What are you speaking about?
I'm speaking about the fact that change is inevitable and growth is optional, and that we all have a duty to help our clients better by becoming better and changing before we are forced to change.
What I love about this guy, I only met him yesterday, my new best friend, but what I love about the work that he's done is about professionalizing the industry. What is the industry that you've really helped to make more professional?
We've come from a place of financial advice, which is very transactional and sales orientated. where the client is not an afterthought, but not center.
Yeah.
Whereas now we want to find out the client's real story by asking the right questions and help the client get the best life with the money that they have. This is what it's about, more so than products, investments, performance, and taxation. Although these are all tools in the box, we can help the client with later in the journey.
It's putting people first, and it's funny that we're obviously English. There's a room full of Greek people, I think nearly 300 people, and in the place of Socrates. And Socrates was basically the great questioner. An unexamined life is not worth living. And also the fact that he said that I know nothing. And I love that mentality when you work with someone. It's like, I don't know anything, but I want to listen to find out what's really important to you. So it's going to be an amazing day. And watch this space.
Look forward to it.
Right, we're getting ready. It's getting packed out. Here, this is going to be an amazing event. Incredible people. It's going to touch the hearts and minds of a lot of people. That's what we're here to do. Let's be intentional. Ready for the next question?
Everybody was telling about your presentation.
The great questioner, the man who said,
Powerful, meaningful, it moved me.
awesome.
You brought the house down?
You have an incredible opportunity to get help from people. Hey everybody, so this is my last day in Athens. I was going to be flying home today, but I'm not because things have changed. Yesterday was incredible. It was one of the best days of my life. In fact, the organizer's picking me up in about an hour. We're going to have a chat, we're going to have a debrief. But it was honestly one of the best days of my life. Being on stage is a privilege, it's an honor, but it's when I feel most alive. And the grief that I have been through over the last few years has really just made me look at myself in a way where I see myself more clearly. I cannot run away from grief. And being in Greece has been just the most incredible experience because I know the steps that I'm now walking on right now. I know that they're steps that people like Socrates actually took the similar steps. To me, he was jailed, he died not far from here. And there's so much beautiful history. And like he said, the more I know, the more I realize I don't know. An unexamined life is not worth living. And I've been examining my life in a way that has been great. So it's a real solitude here, a lot of time on my own. And then when you look up here, the Acropolis, which I've spent quite a lot of time with, you see the history. And people are here because many people are here, especially the tourists, they're here because they want to be a part of the history. But guys, let's wake up to a new paradigm shift. Let's make the shift that, hang on, we're making history. Recording this, I believe it's going to make history, that someone will watch this or be inspired by it. But I don't know whether you want to be talked about in thousands of years. I'd like to be talked about. I'd like in some way, shape or form to have left something behind that was worth leaving behind. And if this resonates with you, what I'm saying, in some way, shape or form, that you realize that you are creating a history regardless of what you do. But how's that looking? Are you really ready to make history? And if you get a chance to come to Athens sometime, all that you see in here, and you're going to see even more clearly. Look, the sun is coming up. It's absolutely beautiful. As we look up here with this amazing camera I have, look, as you see up there, let's make history. How was the event? We had 300 people.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your reflection on the event.
I think it was very successful because we took very nice comments from our colleagues. And if you see the internet now, it's full.
And how do you think I was received?
You were very, very powerful, very authentic, and I think you touched a lot of people. This was very practical,
Yeah.
and I saw a lot of people was taking a picture. Yes.
So why did you choose me in the first place? Talk through this with me. Really interesting. Why did you choose me? Because you said something really interesting about that. I want feedback as a speaker. Why me? Of all the speakers around the world, why did you pick me?
You know, I tried to find somebody who makes the difference. So I've read more than 120 different speakers, CVs and videos. Maybe for 4 or 5 days, I was always looking. And then I decided to get in touch with two.
Yeah.
You and one other from America. I saw your videos and it touched me, the authenticity, the energy, and mostly the passion. I love people with passion.
You were happy with the decision that you made.
120%.
That's really great to see. And
Yes,
what was it you think
You know,
about?
when you were talking, people from behind me, very good, excellent choice.
Yeah,
Thank you. And I felt very proud of my choice.
good.
Want to do something about themselves. Want to change. Want to see the difference. To see the opportunity, and to reimagine, to imagine their future self.
Yeah,
Me, my future self. What between my past self.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful. You touched us, and you touched a lot of people, and I like it. You're amazing.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah,
It
until
was an
next
honor for
time.
us.
Can I come back?
Yeah, of course.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I'll be back. So we're on the next, I'm on another leg of this trip. Where are we going? Tell us about where we're going.
We're going to Pylos Nestepas and we're going to Finikunda, a small fishing village, and Methoni, where there's castles.
How did we meet?
I met Pete via an app called Clubhouse. And a couple years ago, we shared some visions, and now this is just a manifestation of that.
Yeah, as Pam said, we met on the social media app Clubhouse, and which was during lockdown. Lockdown was a fascinating period of time for many people, but it was on Clubhouse. Many of us connected, and listening to Pam about her story, I started to visualize in my mind what she was saying, which was about running retreats and really helping people with longevity, which is something I'm massively passionate about. And Pam heard me speak yesterday, and now it's amazing going down with my two new best friends. There's so many opportunities in the world to actually help people with their longevity, with their life, with their vitality. What is it you want us to see happen with what you're doing?
Well, it's your next chapter, right? So it's writing the next chapter. The next chapter is always about growing and getting better.
And when you said something really interesting the other day. You said, well, today, you said it a few times, and I didn't know what you meant. You said Peloton, and I thought, I know you've got a Peloton bike, and I know that you love sweating and you get on your Peloton. Then when you said it again today, I thought, why should you keep talking about Peloton?
Peloton's a race, and it's famous as a bike race, and it's where people start off at the start line, and then they're off. And what distinguishes and what differentiates is people get ahead and get behind. I believe in your midlife, you rejoin your Peloton no matter where you are at time, and everyone goes off to the race of health for the next chapter. So how you define your race is what you're doing now.
So as you can probably imagine, I'm very interested in what Pam is doing and being a part of that. And I love that idea of this is a new season, this is a new chapter. And when you get to what some people might call midlife, I think people used to talk about it as a midlife crisis, a reflection, a waking up of like, is this what? There must be more to life than this. And where you guys are, it's just beautiful, right? There's nature in its real form, right? What about you? What's your story?
My story?
Tell us a story. What's your story? Who are you? What's your name?
Manolis.
Manolis.
Yeah. And I come from Africa. I know nothing. I come from Africa.
You were actually born in Greece, but you grew up
No, I was born in Tanzania.
Oh, you were born in Tanzania.
Yep.
And what are you passionate about?
About life and the nature, let's say the privilege of being alive and enjoying the gift of life and nature and learning from nature, feeling nature, the healing of nature. Yep.
So as you can probably imagine, I really like this guy. If you heard what he just said there, learning from nature. What can nature tell us?
Everything. Nature is the implementation of wisdom. I mean, there's so much wisdom in nature. Everything, the whole creation is amazing.
I'm just with my friend Pam, and we're on a little walk here. Where's Pam? Are you there? There she is. Pam, where are we going?
You're gonna meet the bee cultivator.
The bee cultivator.
Yes.
So who is this guy?
We met him here, going on a walk,
Yeah.
and this is where he's putting his bee colonies, I guess, apparatus. And then this stays, we have to ask him how many months. And then this is where we get the actual local honey from.
Well, I think you'd have to be living on another planet if you weren't aware of the importance of bees and their part that they play in our environment, not just our health and eating honey, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. 140
beehives.
140 beehives.
Just transported from mid of Greece.
Yeah.
Where he used them in the woods for a different kind of honey. And now he brings them in this area, winter time, because here we get another type of honey.
And they'll stay till March, October to March.
Wow. And what's his honey taste like?
Love it. Different kind of, he has about 10 types of honey, depending on the flowers and the trees and the vegetation. And he's really honest, and his quality is really.
Ask him what he does. Ask him.
Δημήτρη, ο φίλος ρωτάει γιατί κάνεις αυτή τη δουλειά. Τι σε έκανα να κάνεις αυτή τη δουλειά.
Τις με άνοιξες.
Ναι.
Πρώτα απ' όλα να φύγω από τις υπόλοιπες δουλειές.
First of all, to get away from all the other type of jobs.
Yeah.
He's fed up.
Να είμαι στη φύση.
Wants to be next to
Γιατί
nature.
με τη φύση τα έχω καλά εγώ, μετά τους ανθρώπους δεν τα έχω πολύ καλά.
Because he has better relations with nature than with other human beings.
And just how important are our bees?
How?
How important are bees?
Πόσο σημαντικές είναι οι μέλισσες στη ζωή μας.
Δεν υπάρχει πιο σημαντικό από αυτό.
Nothing
Χωρίς
more
τις μέλισσες
important.
δεν υπάρχει ζωή.
Nothing more important than the bees. Without the bees, there is no life.
It is the truth. Let me show you something truly amazing. Olive oil, one of the elixirs of life, so good for you, couldn't make it up. These olives here belong to my friend. This is the first day of olive pressing. It's going to get quite noisy, but I'm going to show you quite quickly what happens. Look at all these bags of olives. Like I say, this is the first day of the season. Check this out. There you go. Isn't that amazing? Olive oil is one of the greatest things any human being can put in their body. This is one of the great things that I love about Greece. Olive trees are also just incredible. They are absolutely everywhere. And I am going to be drinking this olive oil by the bucket. Pete Cohen here, sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the ships go rolling by. It is absolutely beautiful here, this part of Greece. This is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. I keep getting spat on by the waves crashing up here, but it's absolutely beautiful. You know, I think solitude is so important, taking time out to find out. And I've been really fortunate the last few days, having spent 6 days in Athens and now a few days here, where my friend is involved in an amazing project where she's going to be building a place for people to come for retreats, to regenerate, to recuperate, to re-energize, to rethink, to reimagine. Personally, the reason you set a goal is that you can have something to work towards, but how you can also stop and consider how you're getting on, to reconsider what's happening. Because, as the Greeks said, we are teleologic beings. Telos, the purpose of life, is targets. And the targets are where our purpose can come from. And that's why it's so important, I believe, to find a life where you're giving value, you're doing something which makes you feel come alive. And I've had such a great time here. I come home just in a couple of days, but this is just what I needed as I enter into another new season of my life, more intentional than ever. We're back in the UK. That was an epic adventure to Greece. Had an amazing time. Mission accomplished. Next time I'll be at this airport will be in a couple of weeks when we are off to go and work in Nice with a whole load of young leaders from around the world. But for now, it's time to go home. Thanks for watching.